Is it me or is Alan West in the news a lot these days? Anyways, fighting in this very tough re-election campaign, his opponents have not been afraid to take shots, some of them pretty petty. One local attack ad going as far as depicting the conservative congressman repeatedly punching two women. It's not true. It's not real. It's all a jib-jab nonsense, whatever. The congressman wasting no time fighting back today with this.
The ad shows Alan West punching women and stealing cash.
With a gold tooth, hitting two white women,
punching female seniors, and taking money from a family.
They said the ad plays on negative racial stereotypes, and they know who to blame.
The ad is mainly funded by the father of Patrick Murphy.
All right, you've seen all the attack stuff. Is it me or is it in the media? They generally ignore the guy who's getting attacked. Now, we called his opponent, Patrick Murphy, and hope to have him on soon, but we thought it would be fair game to at least have the guy constantly being attacked on. Congressman Alan West, good to have you, sir.
Always a pleasure to be with you, Neil. How are you?
Well, I'm okay. You know, I was away a little while, and then I'm hearing about all these attacks on you and reading on them. And at first, when I heard about, oh, my God, the congressman's beating up women, I would have never assumed that. And then all of a sudden we realize, wait a minute, whoa. And yet there are a lot of people who seriously think that that was the case. And lo and behold, you respond with a campaign. What do you think of the way the media treats you?
Well, I think that when you look at the way that the media treats overall black conservatives, there's an incredible bit of duplicitous hypocrisy out there where people believe that they can say whatever they wish about us. And I also look at that as a badge of honor because I think that this level of desperation that you already see shows that the other side, our opponents, do not have any ideas, they do not have any plans, and so they have to try to attack your character, which is not going to work. And having spent 22 years in the United States military, I think people need to understand I know a little bit about strategy and tactics, and I can quickly turn and counterattack to any attack that they bring forth.
Well, what are you doing with this? I mean, it's one thing to say, look, I'm not beating up older women or that. I mean, I don't know what you have to do to set the record straight here, but a lot of people will see in the ad, oh, even in the attack ads on you, oh, it's just a play on things and all. But then people start talking about the ad, and they say stuff like this, kind of, oh, did you see the one where Alan West is hitting the old lady? And that's when it takes on a currency and a life and a disturbing one of its own. So how do you respond to that?
Well, the thing is very simple. You define yourself before anyone else has the opportunity to define you. And so when people see this ad, they are just absolutely disgusted. They saw it as despicable. Many people saw it, quite frankly, as racist, showing me with a gold tooth and punching white women, to include a senior, which everyone knows that is not me.
It was blatantly racist. And if the shoe were on the other foot, I mean, oh my God, they'd be racist, as they should if it were on the other foot, but not so with you.
Yeah. Well, like I said, when you think about the fair game, when you look at the liberal establishment and, of course, the mainstream media, if you're someone that does not agree with them and you're someone that threatens them, you know, Neil, for the life of me, I can't understand why would the left want to attack someone that was brought up in the inner city of Atlanta, Georgia, the third of 4 generations of military servicemen, served 22 years in the military. I've been married for 23 years. I have a wife with an MBA and a PhD that's a financial broker. We have 2 beautiful daughters, one in college, one in sophomore in high school. We're the American dream. So why would they want to attack that? Because they're threatened by that, because we're not part of that liberal, let's be very honest, that economic dependency plantation which they would love to have.
The ad that you're responding with and the way you're trying to get in front of this before anyone frames you is the same thing that's being recommended Paul Ryan do, so that he's not framed as a granny killer and all of this. What do you think of that, and any recommendations and advice for him on how he handles these attacks?
Well, as I would say, you have to define yourself early so that when these type of attacks come, you can quickly parry against those attacks and counterattack, because the longer something like that stays out there without a response for you, you're right, it does start to take hold. I think a lot of people believe that negative attacks do work, and they do work if you don't quickly turn against it and counterattack and get something else out there and put the other person on their heels. So now what we have been able to do is bring forth the local news reports that talked about how this seemed racist, how it seemed very misogynist, as well as the fact that you have a young man running for congressional office and his father has established a PAC just for him, for himself. And you can't tell me there's no collusion between Sonny and Daddy on this.
Well, I always say, no matter where you stand on the issues, let's stick to the issues. The personal stuff, right or
Absolutely.
left, is just it's insulting. All right, Congressman, thank you very much.
If you can't talk about the debt and the deficit, this is what you resort to.
Well, it's sad.